Hello everyone and welcome back to Train Sim World 5. Today we are on Nahverkehr Dresden, we are at Riese Yard and we are in the Train Sim Germany Deutsche Bahn BR218, which is the only, I think the only mainline certified German diesel mainline locomotive in Train Sim World, as far as I know. I think the Vossloh, actually no. I think the Vossloh G6 is the only other one. Anyway, so yeah, we are at Riese. We're heading down to Dresden with a train loaded with white cars. And yeah, let's hop in. And for goodness sake, why? Anyway, right, reverser. Let's first of all, we need to put the gear. I know for freight trains you need to put the gears in slow, but hear me out. There's actually something that I do want to talk about regarding the gearing on this unit, which is slightly weird. I think if I go back here, yes, hatch, SIFA on, P's of B on, anything else? I think we're good. Shut that, and go down and close that. Let's get back in. Shut that. Think we should probably sit down. There we go. Alright, those keys work. We're in the correct P's of B mode. Let's turn the brake key on and release the brakes. And apply the direct brake just so we don't roll away. And let's get out of the seat because the click spots are slightly tricky. Transmission power, train lights we don't need because we're not a passenger train. Headlights on and instrument lights on. Right, let's open the window so we can get some more noise. Yeah, so I know for freight trains you're supposed to leave it in fast gearing, but for some reason on long trains, if you leave it in slow gearing, you can't start moving until you put it in fast. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing. I've had is there a train in the way? Oh, it's the Leipzig to Dresden. That is one major complaint about this route that I do have. Like, why did they cut off the coverage at Riese, and why didn't they just go all the way to Leipzig so we could do the complete RE50 for one thing? Riese seems a bit of a weird place to cut the route coverage. Yeah, we have to wait for this chappie to get out of the way. At least he's faster than we are. Alright, release the direct brake. Sounds on this unit are so nice. Give it notch 2 to allow the transmission to fill with oil until that light goes out. Okay, light has gone out, let's give it notch 5. Sometimes you need quite a bit of juice in order to get these things running. Also, I forgot to mention that we are in the Expert 101 timetable, so we should see the Expert 101s running around. Notch 13. 14. 15. We're at top speed. We're at full throttle. And we're not moving. Lovely. Have I done something wrong? Should I turn wheel slip protection off and try that? Because maybe it was holding the brakes. Oh, I should hold it at notch 2. I should have held it at notch 2. There we go. I did a test before recording and the train, I did get the train moving. There we go. We are gradually starting to move. That's 1 kilometer an hour. Once I get it up to 10 kilometers an hour, I'll cut the throttle and put it into the slow gearing and re-engage. Good thing that RE50 service is faster than we are. I'll shut the window so we aren't deafened. It's loud enough without that window being opened. Alright, fast off. Wait for the revs to drop. Uh-oh, we are losing speed. Right. Revs have dropped enough. Geared sync to slow. Oh, that was slow gearing. Okay. Come on. Oh, train just pulled in. Let's have a look. Oh, it's an iced tea from Frankfurt to Fulda. It's a pretty cool... The exterior modeling's pretty cool, but the sounds are mediocre. This, I don't think the iced tea substitutes in unless it's in the Expert 101 timetable, which is annoying, but there you go. Full speed ahead. I think the reason we're going this slowly is because this substitutes in for an electric the 218 substitutes in for an electric service, so the 218 is not designed to handle this much load. The 218 can also substitute in for the RE50 service on this route, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so what's our next stop? As indicated, so I'm guessing that's somewhere near Dresden Hauptbahnhof. We're going to clear up to 80 kilometers an hour. There goes the iced tea off to Leipzig. There's the speed limit sign for the 120 kilometers an hour limit. Also, I should probably mention that I did lower my graphics settings a bit. Because, but frankly, my computer's not the best. It's beginning to struggle with age, and I needed to downgrade the graphics a bit. I'm barely gaining speed. Oh my goodness. It's been a bit since we've done a freight service on Dresden to Riesa. Also, another thing, in slow gearing, I don't think we're clear. I think the unit tops out at about 110, so I don't even think we can get up to 120. My goodness, that's a lot of identical cars. You can tell they just copied and pasted the same model. This is the older car wagon I think we've got. How long is this train anyway? 570 meters. Yeah, that would explain quite a bit. At least we're going at a reasonable pace. 70 kilometers an hour is not really anything to be worried about. We are gradually gaining speed. There's the freight only branch off to Norderau. That's where a lot of services freight services to and from Dresden often end and start. Seem to have topped out at 80. I'm having to basically run this thing at full throttle just to try to maintain any decent kind of speed. A Vectron would have no trouble keeping it line speed. You can tell that the 218 is rather underpowered for large freight services like this one. Uh-oh. Slowing. I don't have to slow down. I think it's because of that go via. Ugh. I think the go via is making sure there's a red signal beyond there. I'll put the direct brake on. That should allow us to slow down gradually. Neutral section, which you don't have to worry about because we're, well, in a diesel. Oh, and the signal's changed. Awesome. Notch 2. Wait until the light changes. There we go. Full power. Can't believe how much speed we lost. I hate these go vias in the game. Don't know why every single freight service on this route has to have a go via. Because it messes around with the signaling. It's just really annoying. Hopefully I'm not holding any other poor soul up. Yep, I am. There's another freighter behind us. A much shorter one is, yeah, most definitely being held up by us. Whoops. You can tell that the 218 was never meant to substitute and was never really supposed to substitute in for these longer freight services. Dear, dear. Nunkrits go via in 1 kilometer, and we don't have a signal at that station, which is good. Another Talent 2, which is, I'm guessing, doing the RE50? Yeah, it's doing the RE50. There we go, go via complete. Go via Weissig B. Grossenhain, platform 1, disused in 2.5 kilometers. I've only gained 1 kilometer an hour. If the gradient increases anymore, I'll start losing speed. I've got an idea. Wait for the revs to come down. I think I need to put this thing into fast gearing. I know it's not allowed, but I think it's the only option we've got. I need to get up to those higher speeds, which are only possible with fast gearing, unfortunately. Full speed ahead. We appear to be holding speed at least. We've just lost that speed, which we can't make up. Yeah, he's stopped. Signals are so far apart on this section of line that no wonder he's stopped. Here's the Nunkritz chemical plant. You can actually do some shunting here with the BR363, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, the Vossloh G6 doesn't substitute onto this route. That'd be awesome if it did, frankly. 363. I'm barely just going over half the speed limit. Maybe I should have started at Dresden. At least out of there, the speed limit is... the hill is not as bad as this. Disused platform. I think there was a bug here. When this route was remastered in the TSW4 era, I think there were passengers appearing on this disused platform, despite it being, well, disused. I'm literally going flat out. I'm literally thrashing this locomotive as hard as it'll go. Oh, I did not mean to hit that button. At this rate, it's going to take half an hour just to get as far as Dresden Mitte. And that's in a straight line, and we're not going in a straight line. I'm literally thrashing this thing as hard as possible, and I'm literally not getting anywhere. I'm literally going nowhere fast. That's what it is. Oh, is that a freight train? It's an MRC 185 with Habens wagons on the back. That's one interesting thing about Nahverkehr Dresden. It has quite a lot more freight services than you would expect for a ostensibly commuter route. Yeah, I'm now on a 0.5% upward grade. When does this upward grade end? Not for a while. Hopefully that freighter behind us, I know it's unlikely, but he might be routed via the metro line. I know it's unlikely, but the vast majority of freight is routed via the via the bypass line, but it's possible. Alright. This is actually, the 218, fun fact, is actually one of the first trains in TSW ever fitted with dynamic suspension. There you go. There's your 218 fun fact of the day. Up the hill. Come on. Yeah, I'm actually losing speed. Awesome. I do not want to get stuck on this hill. Come on. Slow gearing. Did that have any effect? No, it did not. Might as well leave it in fast gearing. No, we're losing speed. Come on! Get up the hill! Oh no. This guy. Yeah, he's... Come on, get up the hill. Okay, we're nearly at the top of the hill. I would not want to get stuck. That'd be so bad. Come on, up the hill. Come on. Oh, wait, we're heading downhill. Yes! Oh, that was close. That was far too close. That was far too close for comfort. Oh, man. Speed increasing. If the downward grade keeps up, that could actually be really good. Nope. It appears it's leveled off. But at least we managed to gain quite a bit more speed. Nope, we're heading up again. Lovely. Up the hill. Come on, buddy. Up the hill. We appear to be holding our speed. Did that freighter get routed behind us? Can't tell. Yeah, he did. There he goes. Yeah, he's gotten routed behind us. Lovely. Oh. What? Nope, not that. Nope, not that. That. There we go. Oh yeah, we're joining onto this line, I remember now. means I have a temporary bit of grade decretion, and then we'll go up again. Hopefully we can gain some more speed for that upper grade. Wonder where this line goes. It heads past Grossenhain. Wonder where it eventually ends up. Oh, come on, why do I keep hitting that button? Yes, we're finally gaining some decent velocity. That's 89 kilometers an hour. We're on an upward grade again, lovely. Speed limit decreases to 120 in a couple of minutes. Hang on. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. So yeah, I think our mission will end like around here somewhere. Still losing speed. Man, the 218 is not cut out for this, I must say. Goodness gracious. How much longer does this grade have left? Okay, not too much farther. I don't think we'll hit the speed limit in this entire run. much longer of the bypass line on the bypass line. Okay. Quite a bit further, actually. Oh, yes, we're heading downhill again, thank goodness. If I was in the Vectron or the MRC BR185 or any other War 182 or any of those other electric locomotives, I'd be doing line speed at the moment. Just because I'm in a diesel, I'm forced to crawl up hills. We are gaining speed gradually. .16 kilometers to Dresden Mitte, track 5. We're finally at 100 kilometers an hour. Took us long enough. 107 kilometers an hour. Yeah, we are booking it right now. Finally, we're getting up to some semblance of high speed. After laboriously crawling our way up here. We are coming onto the main Dresden line. Man, I really need to upgrade my computer. This is ridiculous. How am I've got all of my settings on low or medium. How am I losing frame rate so much? How are we losing speed on level ground? Oh. What was that? Oh, it was a 146 with a Duster cab car. Losing speed. But I think now is time for... No, I don't want to quit to the menu. I want to take a screenshot. Let's line it up. Oh my goodness, what the heck just happened to my camera? That's odd. got a train up ahead. It is the... Wait! It's the Talent 2 that was ahead of us when we left! Ha! We're overtaking him! Oh my goodness. What a comeback. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. See you later, pal. Ha 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 ha. That feels really good. Being in a freight train and just zooming past a much faster than you passenger train is just like that's a good feeling. That is. What is that? It's a RE50, and then there's a I suspect a 101 and an AI1 heading off the branch to Dresden Flughafen. I wish we could have gotten the Dresden Flughafen branch. Dovetail promised it, but then never delivered. I think maybe they did the Meissen Treppe stop. Well, would you look at that? I told you the 218 could run these surfaces. I just didn't realize that. Just didn't realize it spawned in that often. There we go. That's probably the thumbnail for today. Not gonna lie. Don't often see 218s running the RE50. The vast majority of the time it's Talent 2. Yeah. I wish we could have gotten the Dresden Flughafen branch, but hey. This route is non-linear as it is. So, and there's another intercity, Dresden to Köln. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff. Okay, 3.8 kilometers to Dresden meter. We're at 90 kilometers an hour. Not too much farther. Shortcut off to the right. Don't know why it's there, but it's there. A little freight yard of some kind. We'll actually have to slow down in a minute. What I'm really worried about is the steep grade from Dresden Bischofplatz up to Dresden Neustadt. It's like a 5% grade over a very short distance. It's over a very short distance, mind you, but I'm still worried. Actually start slowing down now. I'll keep the throttle on so I don't have to rev the train back up, but yeah. I need to keep momentum going. That is the absolute key to this. Keep the momentum going. How am I still losing frame rate? This is ridiculous. Why do I keep hitting that? Okay, Dresden Bischofplatz. No, keep the throttle. Just use the direct brake. Alright, release the direct brake. And now up. That's a 1.6% upward grade. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a 101 and Intercity Sturwagen Capicat. Oh my goodness. My frame rate. 18 FPS. What is going on here? 1.5 kilometers to Dresden meter. We're rapidly approaching our destination. MRC BR185. That's the default freighter included with the route. Goodness gracious. What is going on with my computer? Holy moly. I can coast the rest of the way to Dresden. Now, that sounds a bit ridiculous, but I think I can coast the rest of the way. I'll start slowing down now for the 60 limit coming in. Acknowledged. Alright, 2.1 kilometers to go. Come on. Locomotive is it? Oh my. I just nearly jumped out of my skin. I heard someone else in the house with me sneeze. Like a really loud sneeze. Alright, 1.4 kilometers to go. I'll try holding speed for now. Actually, I'll put it down to notch 2 because we do have a relatively steep downward grade coming. There's Dresden Hauptbahnhof itself. Meters. I'll shut it down. Oh, Janos wagons. What is this? That traffic queue being caused by? Oh yeah, that's a mastery tile. Never mind. Oh no. Oh no! Come on! No, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. Okay, phew. get up to 20 and then cut it. Okay, 500 hertz magnet now in effect. Alright, here we go. Applying direct brake. Notch 2. I don't mind if I stop early, just as long as I stop before that signal. I think I'll stop in time. Yes! Pretty close. I'll take that. There we go, platinum medal. Some slight speeding points taken off, but other than that, I got 4,000 points for using the safety systems. That's pretty good. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.